Hi, I'm Caroline Clifford. I'm the speech and language therapist at Penistone Clinic. I'm talking to you today because it's Autism Awareness Week. Autism is something that is particularly important and interesting to me because I have 4 boys, aged between 17 and 10, and the youngest, Ollie, has given me permission to tell you that he's autistic, or ASD, as he likes to call himself. We thought it would be good to tell you about one of the therapy techniques that we use with children with autism. Intensive interaction is a tool that we use with a range of different kids, not just those on the spectrum, and it's particularly helpful in developing some of the skills that ASD children can struggle with and which are vital for enabling language to develop. So, I'm going to begin with explaining why we use intensive interaction and why it's useful. Children on the spectrum don't always show awareness of others. So using the techniques can help this to increase. Sometimes I have children come into my clinic and it's as though I'm not even really there. They're much more interested in the environment and the toys. They haven't really clocked that I'm even there. So when we use the intensive interaction, that increases. As children become more aware of others, they hopefully learn that communication is fun and useful. Using the interaction techniques helps with eye contact development. Children start to make more eye contact as they start to be more aware of others. They start to look more. They start to get that eye contact coming. Another really important part of learning language is getting this back and forth interaction, and using the techniques helps that develop. Just turn-taking ideas, really. You say something, I say something. You say something, I say something. And using the techniques helps with that. Last thing is that it helps with an understanding of both facial expression and general body language. So how do we actually do it? How do we do intensive interaction? How? What I say to the parents that I've done this with in clinic and the nursery staff, school staff who've been fantastic is that it's not rocket science, but it's really important to do it well and to do it consistently. So first thing is that you need to be face to face with the child. This is important because important for developing eye contact and important for starting to get that just interest in the other person. What I say to the people I work with is that it's not enough just to sit on the floor. You've actually got to really be able to make eye contact. So in clinic, I lie down, so I'm actually almost under the child, so they can really see me and I can really see them. So again, important for trying to increase levels of eye contact, but also really important because you need to be able to follow the child's lead. If a child is playing with some bricks, I think as adults we often think bricks, what do we do with bricks? We build a tower. A book, what do we do with a book? We read it. But actually this might not be what the child is doing, and we need to follow their lead. Something like the bricks, they might be more interested in pushing them around or pushing them on their face or tapping them or banging them. We need to join in with that. So how do we respond? How do we join in with what the child is doing? There are some things we can do. We can copy them. We can copy any actions they do. If they're pushing that brick, we're lying on the floor with them, we push the brick. Any sounds they make, if when they're playing with a brick, they say buh, 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 that's what we do. We say buh, buh, buh. You can make a comment on what they're doing. So again, back to the bricks. You can just say brick, playing with the brick. You've got the brick. And you're keeping your language slow, keeping it simple. Make sure you don't babble on and on and on because that will just go over the child's head. Keep your language simple. Make sure that your facial expression and your voice are interesting because you're trying to keep the child's attention. You're trying to keep them interested. And be interested. Find it fun. Find it interesting what you're doing when you're interacting with your child. And the very last point to make is to say to wait. Don't keep babbling on. Give the child time to respond. Wait and see what they're interested in. Maybe that interest has changed. So give them that waiting time. The very final thing I want to say is that carrying out intensive interaction makes a difference. I've worked with amazing nurseries, amazing parents, amazing teachers in schools, and we've seen some wonderful changes with what the children do. So it's worth making the effort and doing it. And that's it. Thank you.